Donny Cates, Pascal, Ferry, and Bob Quinn assemble a new team of heroes as Thor's hammer has been stolen. The only one Thor can count on to find it is Throg, the Frog of Thunder. Donny Cates begins a fun new arc with a briskly paced setup issue that sees Throg take charge and recruit a team to help Thor out. Despite all of this being set up to the actual mystery investigation which starts next issue, I really like that Cates took the time to focus in on Thor and Loki's current relationship, and how Loki is basically done with Thor's shit and wants to be on Jotunheim with his people and ruling them, since that's definitely enough for him to deal with. It's also perfect since it plays into the overall arc of Thor being this kind of lonely king who has either alienated himself from all his family, or his family are being pushed away from him, all because he knows what's coming for him in that of the Black Winter and what his future holds for him. It's a sad and interesting way that Cates takes the character, and I'm all for it. Pascal, Ferry, and Bob Quinn step in as guest artists for a wonderfully drawn issue filled with some great colour and page layouts. I really enjoyed Throg's arrival back at his home with the various animals and insects and that great sort of yellowish sort of light glow it had to it. The variety of colour of the issue was really great as well. We get some really dark coloured scenes mixed in with some brighter portions of the book with Throg, and especially near the end of the book. Thor issue 18 was a great beginning to the Master of Spies storyline, setting a brisk pace for the storyline as Throg and his very fun team become the main focus of the mystery. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Thor issue 18 finds Thor telling Loki about all the people who think about him and the black reign of the Thunder King, and how they see him as unworthy and unwell. He tells Loki that Mjolnir has been stolen and he doesn't know why or by who or by what, and even Sif with her eternal gaze cannot see it. He knows he cannot let this get out and the realm cannot see him as weak, asking if Loki will help him find the hammer. After complimenting the wine, Loki declines the offer since once again he is asking too much of him, since the last time he did it he was almost broken in two, and now his days of favours have run dry. Thor pleads with him, knowing he's the only one who he can trust, but Loki knows that there was a time where he longed to hear those words, but that was a long time ago, and it's a lie, since he has scores of allies to trust like Captain America or Sif, so he shouldn't condescend to him that he's the only trusted ally. Loki knows that he needs a spy, but he's out of the game since his priorities lie with his own kingdom of Jotunheim, and he's famous, so he can't really be a spy. Loki begins plotting, knowing exactly who Thor will need, as in Foreverglade. The frogs and bugs gather around as Throg returns home. He thanks his friends for being there, regaling them with a story about his arduous journey involving him and King Lockjaw fighting the Asgardian Donald Blake. He proclaims how he was the one to beat Blake as Thor suddenly arrives, hoping that he's not interrupting. Later in Throg's treehouse, Thor tries to ask for help, swatting away flies from his face. Thor snaps up the flies with his tongue and eats them, revealing he knows that Mjolnir has been stolen and Thor needs him to find it. Thor asks how that's possible he knows, but Throg coyly says that he just knows everything, slamming his drink down on the table and saying that he'll need a team. Throg says that he wants unfettered access to the 10 realms, needing to recruit Thor's 2 ravens. Next, he knows that they need a tracker, so he approaches his old friend Lockjaw, telling him of an adventure that awaits them. With access and tracking secured, Throg travels to the Marauder, where he recruits his forward scout Lockheed the Blackened, knowing that having a dragon on one's team is never a bad idea. For the final recruit, he heads to New York, fearing that this is a mystical problem, so he knocks on the door of the Sanctum Sanctorum. Doctor Strange answers the door, wondering if Throg is having trouble with something, but the hero knows he's not there for Stephen. He's there for Bats the ghost dog. Thor can see that Throg has thought this through, giving the hero his blessing and he can assemble the team, but Throg reveals he did that 4 days prior, telling Thor that though they may be spies, when they are assembled together, they are Avengers.